Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'd like to talk a little bit about money. Dieting is often expensive. One thing I like about the keto diet is you're eating regular food. You're not ordering special meal plans and frozen dinners and buying bars and special drinks. Of course, there are all of those things that you can do on keto for variety and just to try things out. And yes, eating healthier food is often more expensive than eating crappy food. But for the most part, you can still buy all your food at Walmart. You don't have to do all these any fancy things, but it's still more expensive. You're buying better quality food. You're trying to make up for things you don't eat anymore, so maybe you buy some stuff on Amazon that you saw in a video, and yeah, it's more expensive. You're buying erythritol instead of sugar, that's going to be more expensive. So you can't get around it being more expensive. But there's some payoffs once you lose the weight. I am about to go in the Big and Tall store, the Big and Fat store, and see what's on sale. And I dream of the day when I can walk into a regular clothing store and buy clothes. Once I get down far enough, the cost of clothing is going to go down. It's kind of a long time to wait, but eventually it's going to save you money. Now, one thing I've noticed, once I got into keto and started getting some of my staples bought, stuff you don't have to buy every week, the stuff that you can buy in larger quantity, my shopping visits actually have gotten cheaper than before. And my weekly food budget is so much smaller because I'm not eating out as much. While you can eat out, I'm less tempted to go get pizza once a week. I'm less tempted to bring home cheesesteaks once a week. While you can go get yourself a cheesesteak or a hamburger or something and just not eat the bun, I don't do it nearly as much anymore. Oh, and the big one, I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts every single morning. My everyday thing was the extra large iced coffee, 2 or 3 packets of those little hash browns that I used to love, and bacon, egg, and cheese or sausage, egg, and cheese wake-up wraps. So 3 of those, 3 hash browns, and the coffee. Now I don't even go, because if I'm not going to get the food, I just make the iced coffee at home. I save probably, that's got to be $40 a week, $50 a week, 5 times a week at $8, $9, $10 a day, depending on if I get something extra. That's huge. I'm saving that money, so maybe you spend a little bit more on food. But back to the clothes. I'm about to go into the Big and Fat shop. I always get the stuff that's on sale, but I was getting 7X shirts. I was getting 64-inch pants. And I'm down, at least in my favorite brand shirt, down to a 4X. It's probably 5X in other brands, but the brand that I was buying 7Xs, I'm down to 4Xs. It's not saving me any money yet. It does feel good. I pulled an old coat out of the closet that was a 4X that fits. What I didn't take into consideration is it's not really in style anymore. I'm wearing it and I'm feeling good, looking good, and forgetting I bought that thing in the 90s. I walk up to some millennial at work and they go, "Hey, I like that coat, really. It just kind of screams Seinfeld." That's what makes me think. Seinfeld? Oh, Seinfeld was in the 90s. He's never seen one of these coats before. Okay, so I got a lot of clothes in my closet in bins from my different sizes that I've been looking forward to wear again, and I'm starting to rethink some of them because I'm like, oh, these aren't in fashion anymore. I don't care. I'm still going to wear them. But yeah. That looks like Seinfeld. Okay, thank you, millennial. Well, I'm about to go into the store. If I find anything... the big thing. I'm going in there for a belt. Lost 116 pounds so far. And I've gone through a couple of belts. I put extra holes in, but at some point, it just starts wrapping around you too much. And I said I was buying 64 pants. I just bought a couple of pair of jeans that were 56, and they fit good. So 56 pants and a 4X shirt, depending on the brand, but down from a 7X shirt and a 64-inch pants. I'm still big. I still have to shop here, but one day I'm going to be able to go into a Walmart. Yeah, okay, I talk a lot about Walmart. I like saving money. I'm a cheap Greek. But yeah, I see people buying shirts for $8, t-shirts for $4. I'm like, holy cow. I've spent $50 on a t-shirt before at the Big and Tall shop because I needed a t-shirt that looked a little nicer than just a white Hanes t-shirt. You know, I can't imagine bargain shopping for clothes when I can fit in an XL or even a large. Holy cow, if I ever got down so much that I could fit in a large. Now I'm 6'2". I think a large may always be out of my range, but here's to hoping. Talk to you in a sec. That was the least depressing trip to the clothing store I've had in years. So I went in going for 4X shirts, remember, down from 7X, thinking that, well, some 4Xs are still a little tight on me, but let's give it a try. And I bought 3 shirts, every single one of them 3X, multiple brands, so it wasn't just that it was the one brand I know that's a little on the big size. So 3 different brand shirts, all 3Xs fit, down from 7X. Huge win. And then I was going to get some pants. I bought jeans online, and I got 56s. So I got some 54s. So from 64 down to 54 on the pants and a new belt. But I took some pictures in the dressing room, which is really weird. I see the women doing that on these channels all the time. So kind of the girliest thing I've ever done, sitting there with the camera taking pictures, but I'll show you the pictures on the video. And really encouraging. 3X shirts and 54 pants. Cannot believe it. Well, I didn't finish the video yesterday, so I just figured I should cap it off right now. It was great to wear some of those new clothes last night. I went to a dinner with a bunch of friends at, well, again, at my church. We had a beef and beer. Well, I guess it was more of an Oktoberfest. Fun to drink beer at church. But it turned into a dance. And it was nice because I like to dance, or at least I used to. I sit in the chair, out of breath, maybe get through half a dance before, and now I was out there, went through a few and not even out of breath, ready to keep going. Felt really good, I gotta tell you. The compliments were a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but isn't it a little weird sometimes you feel self-conscious, more self-conscious when everybody's complimenting you on your weight loss than when you're just being ignored? All right, that's going to sound really bad to anybody who watches this who complimented me. I feel bad about that, but I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes when everybody's saying, oh, isn't that wonderful? Oh, you must feel so good and all that other stuff, you feel weird. But when someone compliments my weight loss, it comes in a couple of forms. One is the just, wow, that's great. Keep it up. That's, love to see that. Fantastic. Those are good. Then there's the, oh my God, how are you doing it? Well, that comes in 2 forms. One, it's the kind of person who honestly wants to know because they are struggling. I love talking to people who have struggled with weight loss through their lives because I feel like I have something I can contribute in their life. And then you have the people who want to know how you did it, who have never struggled with weight loss. And that one always boggles my mind when someone who doesn't have a weight problem uses that as a question. And that you get that a lot, don't you? Somebody who's always been fit who says, oh, how you doing it? How you doing it? Like, what? Why do you really want to know, or are you just trying to foster a conversation? Is there something behind it? I don't know. But then there's the third type, and that's the compliment that seems a little backhanded. Like, oh, you must feel great now. Okay, that on the surface sounds normal, right? Yeah, okay, well, good, you feel physically better now, yes? Is that what they mean? Or do they mean you must have felt terrible about yourself before, emotionally and spiritually, and not referring to physically? Now, that's probably unfair of me to assume that some people mean it that way. They probably just mean you're more active, you probably feel healthier. But I honestly think a lot of people, when they ask that question and says, oh, do you feel better now? Or you must feel better now, that I think they mean as a person. And I get really defensive. And that's probably not fair, because people are just trying to be nice. Am I alone in this? Do you guys out there feel like people are saying, well, you must have been less of a person emotionally and spiritually when you were fat? Ironic, right? You must have been less of a person when you were more of a person. But I feel like a lot of people think that to be a full person, happy with themselves, you have to be thin or fit. And maybe that's just not fair of me to think that some people actually mean it that way when they ask or say, you must feel much better now. Well, I felt really good about myself at 500 pounds. I didn't feel good about my weight. I didn't feel good about not being able to participate in things that other people could participate in. But as a human being, as a person, as a soul, I've always had really strong feelings about myself. I always had very good abilities to see the good in myself, and I've always been very confident with myself. I feel as happy now, 116 pounds lighter, as I did before. I'm a happier person who can do more things now. So, again, it's probably not fair of me to think some people mean that when they say, don't you feel better now? But it really, deep down, makes me feel like some of those people are saying, didn't you feel like less of a person before? And I get defensive, and I got to watch that, because I think generally people have good intentions, and they don't mean it in a bad way. So, just curious, and I'm just talking and rambling, but had a great time, went dancing, wasn't out of breath, had a good time with the wife, and with my friends, and with a lot of people, and had a lot of good food last night. I should have taken a picture because it was pretty decent keto plate at this Oktoberfest. I hope everybody's doing good, and I'll be putting a recipe up soon. Be of good cheer.